much for tuning in. Welcome back to our channel. I am Shani.
I'm Lacretia.
And we are the Gospel Girls. And we are super excited to be back for another episode. Thank you guys so much for the new subscribers, the new comments, the new likes. We are just super grateful that you guys are showing up to our channel. So thank you guys so much. We love y'all.
Yes, we do. We do. So we had this whole plan.
Yes.
On our message that we were going to deliver today, but God just poked his head in. It was like, you go talk about something else.
Yep.
And on my TikTok, which it's shopping with Cree, God has been giving me like messages to you just put on. I never go on TikTok, y'all, ever.
I love TikTok.
I never go on TikTok, and I never post anything on any of my personal platforms. But God has really been dealing with me about just do a quick clip about specific areas in your life that either God has helped me in. Or what I am learning that I need to, I just need to, give to God and allow other people to know, just certain things that's going on that I've learned in my life.
Yeah.
And today I did a video on car problems. And y'all, I have a luxury car, right? It's a so-called luxury car, and I'm having issues. And like, these are major issues, and I'm like, Lord, like, please help me.
Right.
Like, please. And my husband's car is going crazy too, and I'm like, Lord, help us. Like, either fix the car with us not paying that much, or just give us new cars, Lord. Yep. And I've been so frustrated, and God checked me. It was like, if you would have prayed before you even got the car.
If you would have prayed before you got it,
I would have told you to don't get it, because you're gonna have problems down the road. So it was the fact that I did not consult with my father before I even made that purchase.
And that is so important in our walk with any decision. And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but as a believer, we have to consult and get permission for everything. Like I can't make any decisions in my life without God, because I know that if I do it, he might allow it to happen, but his hand is not going to be on it, because he did not tell me the go. He didn't give me the go ahead. Right. So it's like, I need the go ahead.
Right.
Lord.
Girl, I don't know about you, but like, I used to be like, I'm going to pray about it, and then I'm just going to go do it.
Yep.
And in those instances, I'm like frantic, because it's like, oh God, everything's going wrong. I prayed for it, but it's like, you prayed, but you didn't wait for the answer.
See, and I'm the opposite. I would do it and then pray, like, Lord, thank you so much for this. Like, thank you for it, And he's like,
girl, like, who you kidding?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't tell you to go.
I didn't
girl, like, and at this point, it's like, Lord, I don't care what it is. Like, I can no longer live without you saying yes. It's like, you gotta wait. Like, you pray and wait. Sit and wait. And like you said, we live in a society where we a microwave generation. Yeah, like,
we want it quick, we want it fast, we want it easy, that's the way, and that is not God. Like, God is not instant. God is not, you know what I mean? Like, that's not how he operates. So the expectations to have that for him, that's not who he is. So that means that you don't know him if you expect him to be easy, quick, fast. You know what I mean? Like, that's not him.
It's not a elevator ride.
Right.
You get on the elevator, I want to go to 5. And you push the button.
That part.
And bing.
That part. He's the stairs. You need to take the stairs.
Oh, shit.
You need to take the stairs. You need to take the stairs. Take the long way.
Yeah.
Work your legs out. Exactly.
You're still going to get there.
Exactly.
But you're going to it's going to take a little bit longer, and you're going to learn a lesson or two about yourself.
You are.
In that journey up, right?
You are.
Like, I didn't know I could make it. I didn't know I could.
Right. But it's more meaningful that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we actually had to work to get up the stairway versus The elevator.
Girl, and you quick to stay up where you just walked over, right? You
like,
you quick to leave. Like you like, I'm just gonna
there.
marinate right here. I'm just gonna chill.
Right.
It took me a while to get up
I'm
here.
not going,
Gotta catch my breath and sweat.
Yep.
And it's like, God was just like, you are praying for me to get you out of a situation when you should not have put yourself in that situation at all. And it's like, I get it.
I get it, Lord.
I get it. And when you have reached a point where I'm like literally like almost just about every area in my life, I'm like frustrated, but he's showing me
Why?
Where was I?
Why? Yep.
In that decision that you were making without me. Like you was sitting there and you prayed. How many of y'all that prayed for 2 minutes
and then do
about something
and then go and do it
and then
make a decision? Yep.
And then, and a lot of times you get like a false confirmation behind it too.
Exactly.
But you second guess. See, this is how I know it's not a God. When I'm second guessing, when I'm doubting.
Yep. Because you know he ain't the author of confusion. So if you confused, if you have any doubt, that ain't him.
That's not him. When I'm like, ooh, should I? Shouldn't I?
Right.
That indecisiveness.
Yep.
I know that's not God.
Exactly.
God's not in it because it's gonna be peace.
Yep.
It's gonna be so smooth. It's gonna be like a smooth, transition or a smooth something that's gonna just be laid in your lap.
Like the puzzle, all the pieces to the puzzle fit. You don't gotta try to fit it in there. Girl. You know what I mean? Like it fits perfectly.
A round shape in a square peg,
right? And you trying
to force it in
exactly
with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you bent it, you distorted it. It's all scratched up.
Right. And
in that moment, like y'all, what I tell you, I was just like, Lord, like I don't want this car. Yeah. I was like, I don't want it anymore. Yep. And like a couple days before, he told me like when I got on my face and was like, I need help in this situation because we don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I want you to go and get your anointed oil, put it on your hands, and anoint both cars. Mm. And I said, Lord, that looks weird. I said, Lord, I'm gonna go outside. Now, if it was in the garage,
it would have been fine.
But for me to go outside and put my hands on both cars and just pray.
Hey.
He said,
hey.
Girl, he said, it look even more weird when you standing on the side of the highway with both damn cars.
Okay.
I said, okay.
Okay. For real.
For real.
Because obedience is better than sacrifice.
And I did it.
As you should.
I got back in that house and I said, Lord, I don't know what miracle. I know you are the God of miracles, signs, and wonders. Yep.
And you ain't been on the side of the road yet. So look at God.
Child,
look at God.
At all. It's still put along. But I want to be the type of Christian woman that when God says you do this, no matter how weird it looks, go do it.
Yep. Because obedience is so important, y'all. It's so important. And I feel like me and you both are in a season where God is literally putting the mirror. He's putting the mirror in front of us and showing us our past, showing us who we used to be. You know what I mean? And it's for me, it's an ugly sight because I never really seen myself. So when he's putting that mirror in front of me, he's showing me how selfish I was. And I never thought of myself as being selfish. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's ugly to me. I don't like that. And it's not like selfish like in that manner, but it's selfish like all of my decisions were for me.
Right.
No, I didn't consult anything in regards to anybody else. Like it's just what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when he's revealing that mirror to me, I'm like, ooh, that's ugly.
Yeah, and you know what? We've masked it because we might have made a decision that we thought was best for our kids.
Exactly.
Or whatever relationship we're in.
Exactly.
At that time. And it's like, well, like, I did it for them.
And he's putting that mirror. No, that was for you.
That was for you.
That was for your self gratification. That was for you. That was for you. That was for you.
And more importantly, we didn't trust God enough.
Nope. Didn't trust him at all.
Take what we were going through to him and ask for direction.
Exactly.
Like, why did we feel that we could do it on our own.
Exactly.
When like we have a father who can literally do anything and everything for us. We took it upon ourselves to say, "I'ma do it." I was like, "I'ma do it." Shit.
Me too. And that's why he's putting us in a position where now we have fallen to our knees, girl. We have surrendered that face. We have surrendered. We are the most humble that we have ever been. And me and Cree has been on this journey together as growing in this walk. And I can see the changes in her. I know she probably can see the changes in me, but it's like we have completely humbled ourselves. Like God, at first for me, Jesus was my savior. I knew that he saved me from sins. I knew all of that, but he was not Lord of my life. Now,
yes, he
is Lord of everything around.
Right.
When I say he's the center of everything, like he is in the center. He is nothing can be, I can't do nothing outside of him. Like it's a wrap.
And that's how it should be.
Exactly. But it took us to go through all of that.
Girl, well,
it took us to go through all of that for this.
Yeah.
Though.
But you know, I'm a mother of like 3 teenagers, and I could see myself in them. Like even when I was like in my early 20s, how because of past traumas or situations that I was in, I was transformed into the person that God did not want me to be. So I took on this false identity of everyone is, I can only depend on me.
Yeah.
Right? Like I can only depend on me. Like everybody else is going to hurt you. I knew that I knew who God was. I knew that he was the comforter. He was the, he was the physician. I knew, all these titles of God.
Right.
Right. And when I saw fit to call on one of those titles.
Right.
When I actually reached the point
that
I needed that physician because I was sick.
Right.
Or I was sad and I needed that comforter. I knew who to call me. Yeah. But in the times where I knew that, this is I want this. And how I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was on the shelf.
He was nowhere
over here.
Exactly.
And there was no title.
Exactly.
That I needed to consult with because I was the type of person to be like, well, if it's not meant for me for it to happen, block it.
It won't. Right.
Block it, Lord.
Right.
And he was like, what am I? A barricade?
Yep.
My mom used to be. This used to really drive me crazy. Like my mom was the type of woman who would be like, she was a travel agent for guilt trips. So like whenever you didn't do what she said, she would try to like put God in it and be like, God's gonna strengthen it. I said, Mom, like God ain't God's not the type of guy who will. He's not a pit bull.
Right.
He's not he's not like that.
Yeah.
But I was missing the whole point. Like, well, he's not a barricade. He's not he's a fence, but he ain't the fence that you think he is. You know what I mean? He's, so I called on God when I was ready, or when I was in trouble. Yeah. And now.
And most people do. And I just had this conversation with my kids. We was doing Bible study Sunday night. And I was telling them, God is not a genie. So you can't only go to him when you need something. Right. You have to build a relationship. You have to have a relationship with him. I was just telling my kids that. Like, you can't just call on him when you scared at night or when something happened and you just, let me pray to God. We're not gonna do that.
Right.
We're not gonna do that.
Like, you just rub the genie.
Exactly.
And it's like, and he's so much more.
He is.
Than that. He's supposed to be our everything, our center. Yep. And but he's a gentleman. He's not going to force himself on you. He's not going to just bombard in your space. Yep. He's waiting. For you. He's waiting for you to open that door and to invite him in
and give him the position that he deserves in your life, because he's not going to be up under your husband. He's not gonna be up under your kids. He's not gonna be up on, you know what I mean? Like up under your boss at your job. Like he is at the top.
He's at the top.
Nobody is above him. And
At
if
the
you're
top.
not gonna give him that, then he not gonna take half. He's not gonna take a little
Girl.
piece. He's not gonna take the back row. Okay, he wants the top
front.
spot.
He wants to sit on the throne of your heart
Exactly.
at all times.
At all times.
And as God, like he never leaves the throne. He never leaves his throne for anything.
Yeah.
And I do believe he lean in, every once in a while, he'll lean forward, but he never removes himself from his throne. And that's how he should stay on our heart. He should stay on the throne of our heart at all times.
Yeah.
Lord, like, I'm thinking of moving to a different city. When my kids graduate, I got one left to graduate, y'all. Whew, praise God.
She just had some graduates this year.
I had
y'all,
two graduates.
so,
My baby, my middle daughter graduated early, and my oldest daughter, they both graduated. So I got one left, and I'm already like, "Where we going?"
Right.
And he told me a place, and I said, "Tell me something else, Lord, because we can't do that." But then again, if it's meant for me to be in that particular place, He'll make a way. So I'm not worried about it.
Exactly.
But it's like, what is my life? What is my life going to look like without my children? And it's scary. That's how it should feel without God.
Oh,
because the thought of not having my children under my roof,
that's good.
Literally gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
Because they've been with me all their life, right?
Right.
That's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
With God.
Yeah.
Like the thought of not putting God on the throne of my heart and thinking about him and meditating and seeking his face and reading his word should make you uneasy.
Yeah, because his presence alone will fill you. His presence alone, we should urge for that. We should want that. We should thirst for that. You know what I mean? Like, so the thought of not having that is the fear of the Lord for me.
Yeah.
That is it for me. Like that is fear for me. Like I can't be separated. I refuse to be separated from him. I refuse for him to not have his hand on my life, have his hand on my decisions, have his hand on any blessings that he have for me. Like I refuse to not have him with me. Like I have, that's a deal breaker.
Absolutely. And I love that, honestly, my walk would not look like it does if it wasn't for you being in my life.
Girl, don't start, because I feel the same way.
When I say y'all need some godly friends, you need a godly friend.
Yes.
Because you will get weak.
Yes.
If you think like I'm the strongest.
Right.
And that's all fine and dandy, but the enemy is still at work. And he wants you to stumble. But when you got that godly friend, when girl, my car again, girl, I'm praying. I'm praying for you. Or, something with your job, something with your kids. And you let me call this person. Because I already know they're gonna like
speak life into me. Help me get through it. Pray for me.
That is so important because sometimes it just take you spill your coffee and you backsliding.
For real.
I mean, all these little things.
For real.
That just be happening. And that's where, a lot of times, that's where the devil hits you. It don't got to be a big thing. It's the little things that lead up.
That add up. Yeah.
And it just like, you just explode and be like, Lord, I ran out of gas and and
it seems like it's one thing after another, after another. Like,
and then you start questioning, like, well, you supposed to be an awesome God. Right. You supposed to be a God of, all this and victory, And I done spilled my coffee and now I'm backsliding. I'm calling Tyrone and be like, you know what? I don't want to be alone tonight because there's just so much going on. Right. And I just want you to come over and we can talk. And before you know it, you're fornicating.
That's good, friend. That is so good. You have to have godly counsel around you. You have to have a person on speed dial. Like Cree is on speed dial for me. Girl. If something good happened, she done first one. if something bad happening, girl, let me tell you about this.
I gotta stop everything. What should they call it? I said, oh no. I gotta stop everything. What you got, girl? And you're like, girl, God is so good. I'm like, she gonna give it to me. She gonna give me that testimony. And I be crying because it's like, Lord, I want you to, when I say bless her socks off, I want you to lift her out of her socks and blow her mind. But it's like, we need that. We need that because we will be attacked every single day. Like, mind you, okay, you done prayed, you done sought God's face, you done did all the right things, you waited, and God, oh, here, you know, this is what I want you to do, you do it.
Yeah.
Don't mean the enemy still ain't trying to sneak in on you.
Because the battle is not between flesh and blood. It is a mind, like, it's the
mind. Girl, everything going right in your life, and then that ex try to creep back in, like, excuse me?
Like when you is so tuned in to God and you just seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness and everything will be added unto you. When you are knee deep into just seeking him, when you see those things pop up, it's automatically like, now devil. Now you know.
He like, I can't get her any other way. Like what? That ex.
It's like you can
that.
see it. You not today.
And it might be something else. Right. But it's like, it's always like you are doing everything you're supposed to do. Yep. It doesn't mean the devil still ain't gonna be at work.
It'd be so random too.
Call your girl, listen.
Yeah, it'd be
God told me to do A, B, and C. Girl, his presence was in the room. But guess what happened after that?
Yep. All the time. That's just how he works. He gonna keep trying. He's not gonna stop. He's not.
But when you're in that closeness with God, it won't even matter anyway. It's gonna be like you're gonna laugh and be
exactly.
That's all you got.
Exactly.
That's all you got.
And you're able to acknowledge it. Imagine how many times we used to fall into the trap. You know what I mean?
Because we were godly friends. Godly friends. They hold you accountable.
We used to fall into the trap, like, and it's just it's a blessing to look and see. Like, I can now identify the trap and step over the trap. You're not getting me.
Right.
You're not getting me.
Oh, that actually, you know what I've been thinking? You know, I've been praying too. And I done joined the church and I would love for you to come with me. Like,
sir, next.
And then they be talking about they talk about God and you be like, well, that's good for you.
Right.
And then God say, you better block this person completely.
Yep.
Now you can either be obedient.
Come on.
Or you can go ahead and do what you think is right.
Come on.
And then you be in a whole different tunnel.
Yep.
You'll be in a tornado. And once again, you at the Lord. I thought you was
right.
So be in tune with God. Listen to him. Read his word. And understand, like, you gotta wait. Stop trying to get everything instant. Like microwave, you want it in 30 seconds or less.
Yes.
Prayer should be put in the crock pot, baby.
Ooh.
It needs to simmer.
It needs to simmer, y'all.
It needs to, you know, and then that way, you know when it's ready. It's like God's gonna show you everything that he needs to show you, but you gotta be patient. Stop thinking like, oh, I'm gonna miss out. Lord, like, I'm supposed to, you know, they say that there's a position open and it closes next Friday.
Yep.
Should I apply to this position? I need to know by Thursday, Lord.
Yep.
At 11:59, I need to know. And he like,
yep.
Girl, go sit down.
Go sit down. Because if that's the position I have for you, that deadline is going to be extended. It ain't going to be no deadline.
Or I got something better for you.
Exactly.
You're going to run that whole department, baby.
Exactly.
Why you need to be under somebody? You going to be the head person in that department.
Yeah, we got to learn patience for sure. We got to learn patience. Even with the story of Joseph. How Joseph had the dream that he was going to be ruler over his brothers and his dad and all of that. His brothers got jealous. They tried to kill him. He ended up getting sold into slavery. Girl. He had to go through all of that. Ended up the wife of the person that he was working for. Ended up going to jail because she lied and said he tried to rape her. Joseph went through all of that. because he had a dream, child. He went through all of that time, and the dream ended up coming true. But he had to wait for that. Like, he was ruler over his brothers and over his, and
right, and he saved them.
Exactly.
He saved them.
But that didn't happen instantly. That wasn't an instant. That wasn't a 30 minute, 30 second. He had to go through so much.
My thing is, would he have chosen that path? Because if you really think about it, like, if he had not opened, and a lot of people say he should have kept his mouth closed, but it wouldn't have come to pass.
Come on.
If he did.
Come on.
So sometimes the people who are the haters and the ones who want to see you down.
Exactly.
Are the ones who are going to put you in that position that God has for you.
Yep.
So either way it go, I believe he still would have ended up in the same position because God gave him the dream.
Come on.
And he believed.
And he had faith. He said, this is what God told me. And he clung to that thing. He never gave up. He never stopped praying to God. He never through all of that. You even tell me going through jail. This man was in jail. I would have been like, Lord, how did I end up here?
We can talk about your boy David too.
Right.
He was anointed as a shepherd.
As a child.
And he didn't get to the palace for years, and he was chased. Y'all know the, if y'all know the stories, y'all go.
But for real, that's why those stories are there, y'all, because we need to learn patience. We need to learn that. We need to learn that God is not a instant gratification type of God. He is not. And we gotta have faith to know, like, what he said is true. We gotta hold on to that. You know what I mean? Like, whatever he told us, it may not happen tomorrow. Right. It may not be next year. It may not be 2 years, 10 years from now.
Girl,
but do you believe him?
It takes a person of great faith to understand that God is in the works, even though we won't see it.
Yep.
Two great, when I say greatest women in the Bible, Esther and Ruth.
Yes. And
how both of them were able to take instructions from someone older than them.
Yep.
They both fulfilled very important roles in their own lives, but Esther saved the entire Jewish community. It's like they were able to wait. Esther waited a whole year to even see the king.
Right.
She had to be prepared for a whole year. Ruth lost her husband.
Yep. And she clung to her mother-in-law.
And did what she said. And verbatim. Every single piece of instruction that woman said. She did it. Esther had her uncle, was it Mordecai? They had people in their ear that they trusted who were godly.
Godly counsel. I'm trying to tell you.
It is very important who you surround yourself with as well. Before you even make a big decision.
Come on.
Be like, listen, if I call you, girl, I already told you God told me to move somewhere, girl. But you know what? When that time comes, I don't know what path to take because God will give me clear instructions.
Exactly.
You have to know when God is speaking and when to move, but more importantly, when not to move by your own accord.
Yeah.
Stop stop being out here trying to get God to bless your mess.
Yep.
Have a seat.
Yep. I always say the way God answers me is 3 answers. He will tell me go, he will tell me no, and he will tell me to sit still. Those are the answers that I get from him.
All right.
Go, yes, go ahead, I got you. Go. No. Flat out no. Flat out this no. You can't have that. You cannot do that. That's not who I got for you. No. Sit still. Sit in it.
And just wait.
Sit. Be still.
Girl.
Be still. And that's uncomfortable. Some people don't want to sit in it, but sometimes we got to.
We have to. Because that's when God will speak the loudest. You can't, if we were talking and I got up and walked all the way over there, I can't hear you.
Right.
If you sitting,
right,
and I'm right here,
right, it ain't no miscommunication. You hear me clearly.
Right.
You hear me.
So
This was good, y'all. This was good. This was a good
Stop making
episode.
those big decisions by yourself. Wait on God.
Consult with God
Point
with
blank.
everything, y'all. Not just the little stuff and not just the big stuff. All
Everything.
of it. All of it.
Everything. Like, shoot, if it has to come down to, Lord, what pairs of socks should I wear today?
Okay.
I mean, you have to be able to know that, one, God is going to give you the answer, whether it seems small and silly or not. But trust that he's going to answer you, just not in your time.
Exactly. It may not look the way you want him to answer it, but he is going to answer.
That part.
All right, y'all. Well, thanks for tuning in for another episode. Please subscribe, like, and share. We love y'all so much. Jesus loves y'all more. And we will see y'all next week.
See ya. Bye.